Hello everyone and Merry Christmas. Okay, today I'm going to make vegan Baileys. I've checked out a bunch of different recipes from non-vegan to vegan, and I'm coming up with a recipe that's got my own spin on it. Let's get started and see how this turns out. I wanted to buy some Baileys Almande, but the price is high, and I thought if I make my own I can probably make more. And then I'm also going to make some to give away as a gift. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, I'm going to show you what I'm putting in this homemade Baileys recipe. I'm going to be putting coconut milk. That's going to be the major base of this. I have two different cans. I have a Cool Runnings version and a Grace version of coconut milk. I'm obviously going to be using some Irish whiskey, so I have Jameson right here. I'm going to use a little bit of vanilla. And I got this vanilla when I was in the Dominican Republic. I'm going to opt for some instant coffee since I have some and basically never use it. Pinch of salt. I've got a little bit of silk soy milk that I'm probably going to add to this. You can use any non-dairy milk or even water. This is to kind of go with the coffee I'm going to add to that. And I'm going to add sugar. You could use coconut sugar if you want. This is actually just like a cane or Demerara sugar that I have in this jar. So that's what I'm going to use, and let's get started. Okay, so I have both of my cans cut open, and I just did a quick taste of both of these, and I really do believe I like the Grace one better. This seems to have a sort of lighter taste, so that's good though, so that it's not coconut overpowered. Anyway, I'm going to put my stove on, down to like a medium heat, and I'm going to look at that creamy coconut milk. Do you see how beautiful and creamy it is? That's what makes such good ice cream. So I think I'm actually going to I'm going to make 2 batches of this. I did buy 4 cans of coconut milk, but I think I want to sort of optimize maybe using the soy milk or a little water, whatever. I'm going to basically put 1 cup and a half a cup. That's right, 1 can and then half a can. That's what I meant to say. This looks so good though. I feel like I should put more of this. It just looks so beautiful. Okay, so now I'm going to add half a cup of my sugar to this and start to essentially cook this down a little bit to make it a bit thicker. That way you're going to end up with a thicker consistency Baileys. You can, I did see some recipes where people essentially just take these ingredients and blend them together, but I want to have it a little bit thicker. So I'm putting in my half cup of sugar. Oops. And then I'm going to start cooking this down. Okay, I put the heat up a little bit higher. Oops. Because I want this to boil a little bit. And okay, I think it's finally getting there. I just want to kind of cook it down a little bit. Now the reason, I mean, I could use the 2 cans and full cans, and I'm still debating if I should or not. One of the reasons I don't want to is because I wanted to keep 1 can for caramel. I want to finally make my caramel recipe, for which I use a can of coconut milk. So I'm just slowly here. It's on like 7, kind of like medium between, midpoint between max and medium. And you can see now there's some steam coming off this, so it's definitely warmer. And I will probably do this for, let's say, 7 minutes. It's been kind of slowly heating already for about 4 minutes. So I'll probably do this for 6-7 minutes before I continue the rest of what I'm doing with this recipe. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, I'm already back. That's like a minute later, and that's just to say that now that if your stove is higher, what you can do is turn it down. Now I'm going to put it to medium. Now that the stove is sufficiently heated, I'm going to put it to medium to cook the rest of this. And essentially you're going to want to stir it fairly constantly and make sure it's not clumping. Well, it's not going to clump, but like I don't like that skim when it gets thick on the top, so I'm just going to stir it fairly constantly to make sure that that doesn't become a reality. And let's hope for this to kind of thicken up a little bit. And when I deem that it's thickened up enough, I will take this off the stove. I'll be back. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes, 11 now maybe, since it's been hit the boil stage. And it's hard to tell. It's not fully thick, but I don't know, you guys have not seen my vegan honey recipe. What happens is when you take things off the stove, they tend to thicken up a little bit. If this is anything like that, I expect that to happen. And if not, if it's a kind of a thinner Bailey's, that's okay too. So I'm going to take this off the stove. Maybe I'll give it like 1 more minute. And I'm going to get the rest of the ingredients ready, which is not much. This is really just going to be the longest part here. Interestingly, I mean, it's nice and thick even in the can as it is, but we're going to see how it turns out after it has sat for a little bit, because it should end up being a bit thicker. But, okay, I'm going to do that, take this off the stove, and I'll be back. So typically what you can do is use like 3/4 of a cup of espresso or coffee if you like. I do have a coffee maker, but I'm just going to put in like a teaspoon of instant coffee. So I have here a cup of soy milk. I'm just going to add that coffee to soy milk. Now I typically can't stand instant coffee, but since I have some here, I will use it in this. Maybe I'll try one making it with non-instant. I guess this could be warmer, but I'm going to just have this in here and let this dissolve for a little bit. I'm also, once I add it to the pan, with it being hot over there, it will also dissolve the coffee. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do there. And I'm just going to add the rest of my stuff right in here, with the exception of the whiskey. And then I'm going to take all that stuff and put it into my mixture. Okay, so I'm going to put 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. Now this particular vanilla that I got in the Dominican has an interesting flavor to it, so I think a flavor that I think will go well with this. It's hard to explain exactly what it's like, but you just have to trust me. I guess it has hints of what would maybe be sort of caramello-like, and I'm going to put like a pinch of salt, so just kind of like less than 1/8 of a teaspoon here. I'm just going to put in there. I will be back in a few minutes and add this to the pan. Okay, I'm impatient. I think it does. It's hard to tell, but it does look like it's thickening up a bit here. It tastes delicious. I just put some in my palm. So good. And now I'm just going to add the rest of my other mixture. Okay, so you see the color has changed already. Because that's a bit warm, I want this to help dissolve that coffee that I put in there. And then all that will be left to add will be the whiskey. Now if you do opt to make this with a 1/4 cup of, or sorry, 3/4 cups of coffee or espresso, it might be a little thinner. That's why I wanted to continue with the milk. Look at that, can you see that? Like it looks like a nice consistency. It might continue to thicken up slightly, I don't know. I could have left it, but I think that's fine. And I'm just going to give it another little taste in my palm here. Okay, that coffee makes a big difference. And I will be back. I'm going to let this, you know what, I'm going to try to be patient. I think I'm already like, I want to taste this already, but I'm going to leave it. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to give it like 20 minutes and I will come back and I will add the whiskey and then we'll be good to go. And that's my plan. Hope to stick to it. All right, I'll be back with you guys shortly. All right, here we are. I have waited patiently 20 minutes. I'm just going to show you, take a look at that. I don't know if you can tell what the color looks like, but it looks good. It has a nice consistency to it. Of course, the consistency will slightly change when I add the alcohol, I guess. And I'm going to add to this 2/3 of a cup of Jameson whiskey right here. So let me just pour some in here. Okay. One-third. You can make it as strong or as weak as you like, obviously. And I'm not even tasting that, I'm just going with that. Okay. I'm gonna give it a nice stir. My daughter tasted this before I've now added the alcohol, and she's like, oh, it's good, make some like, keep some like that. I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that. But anyway. All right, guys. Oh, I can smell that. Smell the alcohol now. Let me kind of give this a whiff. Smells like Bailey's. All right, let me just pour a little bit. Okay, so there we go. Okay, see, so consistency is still nice. We're just gonna taste. And it's really good. I guess it could probably have a touch more alcohol to it. Okay, I know how I'll do this, because I did see some recipes calling either between half a cup or 3/4 of a cup. So I think what I will do is to this I'll add 2 tablespoons. So that'll make it about 30 milliliters more, which should bring it to about, okay, is that 60 or 80? Anyway, I'm trying to see what a 1/3 of a cup is here. This will bring it to about, it should bring it to about 3/4 cup. I mean, it's fine as it is, but as I said, this is to taste. Gosh, look how beautifully velvety that looks. Okay, now I'm going to taste a bit more. This time I will use one of these little spoons that I haven't used yet, so I'm just going to taste it. Okay, that's good. Just a little. There we go. A little more punch to it. Okay, so that I will figure out exactly what the measurement is, because I put 160 plus 30, so 190 mils of the Jack Daniels. I guess you could just make it 200, and that brings it out to just about 3/4 of a cup actually. So there we go, 3/4 of a cup. Let's just call it that. 3/4 of a cup. Add a little bit extra if you want or don't want. There you go. This is vegan Bailey's, and it is delicious. All right, guys, just so you see, this is about a liter at least. This jar that I have, it's one of those plastic jars that comes with, let me show you here. It comes with like drink mixes in there. So let me see. Yeah, this is 1 liter. That's a full, so this is, it's the same size as this. So that's a 1 liter jar, and look, it's almost a liter. I mean, you could even add a little bit more milk to this. Like if I'd put the full 2 cans of the coconut milk, I guess I would have that in there. It would be that extra little bit. That's fine. Or if you add a little bit more of your, what do you call it, of the Jameson Irish cream, sorry, Jameson whiskey, sorry, then you can have that full thing. I might add a tiny bit more, maybe the soy milk and the whiskey to that, just to bring the bottle up a little bit higher, because this is gonna get a nice bow on this. I'm wrapping this up as a gift for someone. In case they're watching, I'm not gonna say who, okay, but you're gonna get a nice gift from me. Okay, so here is what I have. Basically, I have this that would be a gift, or this. This has a little bit less in it because I was able to fill this up and have 1 cup, which is a full cup, to drink. This is a bigger jar. This is a prettier jar, but this is my only Bailey's Almande I've ever bought, so I think I'm keeping this for myself. And I just wanted to say that this is thicker, a little thicker and nicer than the Bailey's Almande, and I like the taste of this better than the Bailey's Almande. Bailey's Almande has that almond milk aftertaste, which I'm never a fan of, but I still like it. But this, I'm just saying, is better. All right, guys, that's all for now. Thanks for watching.